Both America and India are democratic countries. America is unofficially known as the world police, and India is known as the largest democracy in the world. Here, in this video, let us discuss the powers of the US President and the Indian Prime Minister. When comparing the powers of US President and Prime Minister of India, the US President acts both as the head of the state and as head of the government. Whereas, the Indian Prime Minister is the head of the government and the head of the state is the President of the country. So, here in India, theoretically, the power is divided into two. Whereas in the US, since the President is the head of the state and head of the government, the US President possesses more power. Inside US President is the head of national administration. President is the chief executive, and it is his duty to see that the laws and the treaties are enforced throughout country. US President has the power to make all important appointments, but all such appointments are to be approved by the Senate. As a matter of usage, the Senate does not interfere in the appointments of the secretaries, ambassadors, and other diplomats. But the appointments of judges of the Supreme Court must be scrutinized thoroughly by the Senate. In the appointments of federal offices in various states of the USA, the convention called senatorial courtesy has come into existence. The Constitution of the USA says that the federal appointments are to be made by the President, and approved by the Senate. The President has no time to look into all appointments, which number in thousands. So he has delegated his power to make appointments to the senators from the state where there is a vacancy. The only condition is that the senators must belong to his party. The appointments made by the senators are approved by the Senate out of courtesy. The President has the power to remove any person appointed by him except judges. And when it comes to foreign relations, the President has control of foreign relations, which he conducts with the assistance of the Secretary of State. He appoints all ambassadors and other diplomats. He negotiates treaties with foreign powers. But such treaties must be ratified by a two-thirds majority of the Senate. The Senate can block a treaty that the President has negotiated, but it cannot make a treaty, or force the President to make one. The President receives ambassadors and ministers from abroad. In fact, he is the chief spokesman of the USA in international affairs and is directly responsible for the foreign policy of his country and its results. He has the sole power to recognize, or refuse to recognize new states. US President is the Commander-in-Chief of the US Armed Forces. As such, he is responsible for the defense of his country. He appoints military officers with the consent of the Senate and can remove them at will. He can send American forces to any part of the world. Again, it is for the President to decide in time of war and aggression when and where, and whether the H-bomb should be dropped. He cannot, however, declare war without the consent of Congress. But he can handle the international situation in such a way as to make war inevitable. So, internationally, the US President has more power when dealing with other countries. And, being the head of the most powerful country in the world, the American President really is powerful as it seems. In India, Article 74 of the Constitution states that there shall be a Council of Ministers with Prime Minister as its head to aid and advise the President, who shall exercise his function in accordance with advice tendered. Thus the real power is vested in Council of Ministers with Prime Minister as its head. The Prime Minister performs many significant functions in the Indian political system and exercises vast powers to his advantage. He is the chief executive of the nation and works as head of union government. Though President is head of the state, Prime Minister is head of the government. All the decisions are taken in the name of President but with the aid and advice of Prime Minister and Council of Minister. Even regarding appointing other ministers, he has to appoint according to PM's recommendation. In international conferences, it is he who speaks for the nation. But, since India has low interest in interfering with the internal matters of other countries, influence of India over other countries is much low when compared with that of the US. And this influential power is also enjoyed by the American President, which the Indian Prime Minister lack. America, the world's #1 superpower, controls other countries for their own benefit. From resources to services, the America utilize other countries to sustain America. They even have the power to order other countries on how they should perform. And if rejected, the US makes sure to make them pay the price. America is the only nation that nuked some other country during war, still they possess the authority to classify other nations as terrorist or not. So this invisible freedom and control over other countries which Indian Prime Minister lacks, is enjoyed by the American president only. So, when it comes to world politics, American president outpower the Indian Prime Minister. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button.